Welcome to the Karpfucius Says Podcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything related to living a more purposeful and empowered life. I am your host, Michael Karp, aka Karpfucius. All right, here we go. Episode number 4. Today, we're going to dive right in, and the topic for today is, what does it mean to live a good life? This is something that is very near and dear to me because I've spent maybe 10 years working almost every day to build the life of my dreams post-college, right? Building the life of my dreams after already living an amazingly fun and incredible, I had a really good upbringing, and I have had amazing friends throughout my life, through elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and I had an amazing experience in college, and I just had a ton of fun, and I wanted to keep the fun going. I didn't want my life to go up and up and up until the last day of college, and then I start my adult life, and things just kind of get a little bit better, then plateau, and then kind of fall off, right? I was like, I want to keep the fun going. I want to build a life that, and by a life, I really mean a career that enables me to do what I really want to do every single day of my life. And to me, this was the best life that I could imagine for myself, was a life where I have freedom, a life where I can travel, a life where I can spend a lot of time with the people that I care about, a life where I can learn a lot of different things, where I'm growing consistently, and really just enjoying every day and enjoying what I'm doing. And I didn't see a path for that in the traditional kind of get a job sense. I got a degree, right, in economics, but I did an internship senior year of college that kind of gave me a window into what my professional career could look like. And it wasn't for me, right? It just wasn't. I just knew from that little test that wasn't what I wanted, right? So second semester senior year, I got introduced to the idea of starting an online business and traveling. And immediately that hit home with me. I said yes, and it's like I haven't looked back, right? It hasn't necessarily been an easy road, and I didn't really expect it to be easy, but it has been a lot more of a challenge than I thought. However, I've also been really happy doing what I've been doing, because I've at least been building something that I really want. I've been working towards something that I really want, and I still am. And it still energizes me, and it still fuels me every day, for the last 8 years. And I have been able to travel, and I have been able to be my own boss, and I have been able to set my own schedule, and I have been able to have some more freedom in terms of my work and what projects I choose to work on and what I choose to create and things of that nature. The reason why I'm saying this is because for me, this is a big part of what a good life means to me. A good life means to me the freedom, it means the health, it means the friends and the family, it means the joy, it means the abundance, it means the freedom of time, and freedom of choice, freedom of location. As you can tell, freedom is important to me, right? So at the end of 2018, I took a trip to Southeast Asia, as I mentioned in one of the other episodes, and I spent 10 months out there in Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Bali. I lived in Thailand for a total of 7 months. I lived in 2 apartments and that were kind of in the same area in the city of Chiang Mai. And there was this restaurant, this small vegetarian restaurant where you go in, there's like 3 tables and you sit on these little stools that are like 2 feet off the ground, or maybe like 1.5 feet off the ground. And it was run by this guy. His English name was Jack. He's a Thai guy. And I literally went to this place 2 times a day. Like, I would have gone 3 times a day, but he wasn't open for dinner. Like, I loved this place. Like, the food was so healthy and so good. It just made me feel so good that this is like almost all I wanted to eat. And so I'd go there every breakfast and every lunch. And in the morning, I'd walk in, I'd say, "Sawasdee Krap, Jack," which means hello, Jack, in Thai. And he'd be like, "Sawasdee Krap, Mike." And I'd walk up, I'd get my rice, I'd get my like mushrooms and veggies and all that stuff. And Jack and I would usually have a conversation. Like, him and I became pretty good friends when I was living there. And Jack was really interesting because he was both a Buddhist and a Christian at the same time. The first person I've ever met to be a part of 2 religions. Like, he'd go to the temple and he'd go to church. And he was a very philosophical person, and so am I. So him and I would have lots of conversations, and I would always be asking him questions about whatever was on my mind that day. So one day I asked him, I was like, "Hey Jack, what do you think it means to live a good life?" And what he told me, I'm paraphrasing a bit, but he said, "A good life, the key to living a good life is self-knowledge. Because unless you know yourself, you don't know what is best for you," right? The key to a good life is self-knowledge, because only by knowing ourselves can we truly know what is best for us. And I just sat there like, wow, that is huge. That is huge, because so many people in our lives, right? In lots of people's lives, who, like, sometimes the people we're closest to will try and tell you, "Hey, go do this," right? They just tell, like, parents will often do this. They'll just say, "Hey, do this." Like, go become a doctor, go become a lawyer, go become a programmer, and just do what I tell you to do, right? Or sometimes friends will be like, "Hey, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. I think you should do this," right? Or if you go onto YouTube, it's like the 10 best ideas to create passive income in 2022, right? Or it's like the 5 best business ideas to start this year, right? Or like 10 remote working opportunities that are paying $100K per year in 2022, right? So there's so much information out there that's telling you what to do. Like, do this, do this, do this, right? This, from my friend Jack, running the Buddhist Christian, running a vegetarian restaurant, like a small little vegetarian restaurant in Thailand. This was the first time I'd ever heard someone really say, actually besides Gary Vaynerchuk, but this is the first time anyone has said it to me, know yourself. Like, the key to a good life is self-knowledge. The key to a good life is to know who you are so that you know what is best for you as an individual, right? There's a billion different things we can do, especially in this day and age. It's not a cut and dry thing. There's so much opportunity to do lots of different stuff, right? As a career or a lifestyle or where you want to live, we really, really do live in a global community now. And internet technology has been a huge, huge enabler of that. Like, you can have your regular job plus a side hustle plus like maybe you're, maybe you're selling a book also on the side. Like, you can, I think I have like 6 income streams. Like, when I do my accounting each month, and they're coming from kind of like unrelated. Some of them are completely unrelated, and it is like, this is the key. I really, really do believe this is the key, because if you don't understand who you are and you're trying to figure out what to do, it's really easy to be pulled in lots of different directions that might not really be right for you, right? When you do know who you are and you know, this is what I want, this is what I'm good at, this is what I like to do, this is what I love to do, or this is what I want to get good at, this is what I want to learn, this is how I want to live, this is what I want my life to really look like. It allows you to say no to the 97% of things that probably aren't right for you, and say yes to the 3% of things that are absolutely best for you and your happiness and your fulfillment and whatever else you want in your life. So it starts with that self-knowledge. It starts with looking within and getting introspective to really help you learn who you are, And you might think, yeah, I'm not that deep, I'm kind of, simple. And I can almost guarantee you are quite a deep individual. You have layers. And especially as you learn who you are as a human being, there are many different aspects of you, right? You have a psyche. We all do. We have a past. We have desires, most of us. And all of these things that seem very intangible actually do make up a very big part of not just who we are, but how our lives tend to unfold. The sooner we know ourselves, it's usually better. So sometimes people are envious of a high school kid who has, let's say, found a video game that they are just absolutely dominate at. And this kid from age 15 becomes a pro player, and then they become a streamer, and then they become a YouTuber, and then they're making like 6 figures a year, 7 figures a year. And they're doing this for 10 years, and people are like, oh man, that's amazing. And they figured it out at age 15, right? They figured out, okay, super good at this, I love this, I like this, and I'm willing to dedicate myself to this, right? Just as an example. It's easier if you develop that self-awareness earlier in life. But the caveat is it's never too late, right? They say the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the second best time is right now. It's the same with this. It's the same with getting to understand who you really are and what a good life means to you. You can be 20, 60, 80, or 100, and it's a good time. It's a good time, especially if you're feeling kind of restless, kind of like, okay, I want something new in my life, or like I'm looking to take a new direction with things, or I feel like there are lots of things that I haven't fulfilled yet, lots of desires that I haven't fulfilled yet. I think a good place to start is to really get clear on who am I? What do I really want in my life? What do I really want my life to look like? And if that's too big of a question, break it down into the areas of your life. Say, what do I want my health to look like? What do I want my career to look like? What do I want my lifestyle to look like? What do I want my relationship to look like? What do I want my family to look like? What do I want my career or my financial life to look like? What do I want my spiritual life to look like? Slice it up. Slice it up into the different areas of your life and get to know your desires, your wants, your goals, your dreams, even. Get to know your fears. Get to know your worries. Get to know your concerns. Get to know get to know some of the things that might even be holding you back. The more you understand about the deeper aspects of your psyche, the deeper aspects of your emotional makeup, the easier it will be for you to understand what's really right for you and what's really going to fulfill you in your life and energize you and make you feel really good. This has been a huge, huge, huge part of my own journey over the last 8 years. So much of it has, even though I've done like 19 different things since like junior year of college, 10 years ago. Like I made a list the other day. I was like, okay, let me see what I've done like since in the last 10 years, like that's been work related. And like I've been a sex columnist, I've been a lifeguard, I've been and am a self-published author, I've done marketing services, I've been a life coach, I've been an affiliate marketer, I've been, I've made YouTube videos, I've been an Instagrammer, I have been a freelance writer, and like lots of different stuff. I even tried day trading for a while, and so much of that whole process of experimenting with so many different things has been to become super, super clear on who I am, what I want, what I'm best at, what I really love to do, and what I really want to succeed at, and saying, I'm going to figure out how to succeed at this. Because what I did was I put that stuff off. I was aware that, yes, I want to write. Yes, I want to create courses. Yes, I want to write more books. Yes, I want to be a content creator and help people in this certain area of their lives. But I kept putting it off. I kept putting it off and I kept avoiding it. I had these paradigms that I had to do something else first before I could dive into this stuff. And there was a final moment of clarity where I just finally said, I know what I want to do. I just need to dedicate myself to succeeding at what I really want. And that is what I am doing now. And it's fun. It's fun. I'm in one of the best places emotionally that I've been in a long time. I'm in a highly creative place, which I love. I love to create things. And I'm in a place where I'm doing stuff like this podcast that can potentially benefit a lot of other people and help them along their journeys. And that brings me a lot of fulfillment. And that is something that's super in alignment with who I am on a deep level. And it's super in alignment with me living not just a good life, but my best life, right? The version of my life that I'm like, yes, like this is what I want. Like there's so many things I can do. There's even been some things recently that are kind of pulling me in a different direction. And I'm so aware of what I want that I'm not actually going to be pulled into that direction. Because I know, no. I'm staying here. I'm focusing on this. This is what I want. This is what I really, 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 really want to succeed at. It's what I've always really wanted to succeed at. And I'm committing myself to it. And the self-knowledge, the clarity is huge in that. It could honestly be the biggest thing, because if I wasn't aware of what I wanted and who I was and what I was good at and how I could help people and all these things, I wouldn't be doing it. Most likely I'd probably be doing something else that wouldn't be as fulfilling for me. So the takeaway here is to remember what Jack said. Jack said, the key to a good life is self-knowledge, because only by knowing ourselves can we really know what is best for us. That was episode 4 of the Karpfucius Says Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I do appreciate it. Subscribe and follow the podcast if you are new. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.